the fact that, you know what I'm saying? I don't like what happened with the song and that whole idea. I don't like how they used Kendrick. That's all. And also, I don't like him saying he the number one because I'm the number one.
Kanye West has been called a genius, a visionary, and a hip-hop titan. But what just leaked might be the first time in years that fans are saying he's been straight-up humiliated. And it's not by Drake, not by Jay-Z, not by any old rival. No, this time it's Kendrick Lamar, and he didn't just throw shade. He burned Kanye alive on a track so brutal, insiders are calling it career-altering. The leak dropped late last night on a mysterious SoundCloud account that disappeared within minutes.
Let's check the bank accounts. I am the king. And it's okay. I ain't got nothing against Kendrick. That man can't rap, bro. That man got one bar, bro. He ain't got one bar. He is Virgil. He's a sweet kid.
But not before diehard fans ripped it, reposted it, and blasted it across Twitter, Reddit, and hip-hop blogs. What's on it? A Kendrick verse that doesn't just call Kanye out by name, it allegedly rips into his mental health struggles, his business failures, and even his most guarded family secrets. Multiple listeners claim the bar that's causing the most chaos is one where Kendrick allegedly mocks Kanye's fall from grace and accuses him of hiding behind fake prophets in designer robes. Screenshots of the lyrics are going viral, and the reaction is savage, with fans saying they've never seen Kanye take a punch this hard without swinging back. But here's where it gets even wilder. Insiders are saying this track wasn't meant for the public yet. The person who leaked it might have been someone inside Kanye's own circle. And the reason why will leave you questioning just how deep this betrayal really goes. Because if what we're hearing is true, this isn't just rap beef. This is personal war, and it's about to get uglier than anyone imagined. Kendrick Lamar and Kanye West may have never been officially locked in a lyrical war before, but their careers have always been connected through unspoken competition, subtle one-liners, and the constant question of who truly owns the crown in hip-hop. For years, fans speculated that Kendrick quietly respected Kanye's artistry while keeping his distance from the more chaotic side of Kanye's public life. But now, that quiet distance has turned into a full-blown lyrical ambush. And it's shaking the industry to its core. The roots of this story go deeper than a single leaked verse. Kanye has been in the spotlight for over 2 decades, dominating not only music, but also fashion, politics, and pop culture scandals. His ability to reinvent himself, stir controversy, and demand attention has made him an untouchable figure, at least until recently. After years of public meltdowns, divorce drama with Kim Kardashian, and constant headlines about his erratic statements, Kanye's once flawless armor started to crack. Meanwhile, Kendrick has built his reputation on the opposite approach, where Kanye thrives in chaos, Kendrick thrives in precision. Every album feels like a calculated strike. Every bar is loaded with layered meaning. While Kanye has been battling his own controversies, Kendrick has been quietly stacking wins, sweeping awards, selling out global tours, and cementing himself as one of the most respected lyricists alive. So when whispers first began that the two might cross paths musically, it was never expected to be hostile. In fact, just last year, there were rumors that Kanye had reached out to Kendrick for a possible collaboration, a meeting of 2 different hip-hop worlds. That rumored collab never happened. Now, after hearing the venom in this leaked verse, insiders are wondering if that failed connection is exactly what lit the fuse. One producer, who claims to have been in the studio when the original track was recorded, told an anonymous hip-hop leaks blog, "This wasn't a random diss." Kendrick came in with a chip on his shoulder. He had something to say, and Kanye was the target from the jump. The producer went on to hint that there were personal elements involved, things that had nothing to do with music, charts, or industry politics. Fans are already piecing together the timeline. Back in February, Kanye allegedly made a sly remark during an Instagram Live, suggesting that some rappers get overhyped because they play the woke card. Many believe he was talking about Kendrick. A week later, Kendrick was photographed in the studio with several of Kanye's former collaborators, people Kanye had very publicly fallen out with. Coincidence? The internet doesn't think so. And now, with this leak exploding across social media, all those little moments from the past year are suddenly starting to look like breadcrumbs, leading to this exact moment. The track itself, or at least the portion fans have heard, is reportedly brutal from the first bar. Kendrick allegedly accuses Kanye of trading your crown for chaos and turning your empire into a circus. There are even claims that Kendrick references Kanye's divorce, Yeezy brand controversies, and recent music output, calling it uninspired and hollow. But what's making this story so much bigger is the rumor that Kanye never even agreed to this verse being recorded in the first place. Multiple sources claim this track was part of a private recording session, where several artists were laying down raw, unfiltered verses over different beats, a kind of freestyle battle atmosphere. The understanding was that these recordings were for in-house listening only. So how did it get out? That's where the betrayal comes in. One insider claims it was leaked by someone who wanted to send a message to Kanye, someone close, enough to have access to the files, but angry enough to risk the fallout. And here's where it gets even more chilling. Some fans think that leaker might be a person Kanye once considered a close ally. Theories are already running wild. Some point to a former business partner. Others suspect a disgruntled member of Kanye's own creative team. So few even believe it could be a calculated move from a rival artist's camp to stir up chaos between the two icons. Whatever the truth is, the damage is already done. The leaked track has turned into a wildfire. Hip-hop Twitter is split between shock, admiration for Kendrick's lyrical dominance, and disbelief that someone would come for Kanye this hard in 2025. TikTok is flooded with reaction videos, breakdowns, and speculation about whether Kanye will respond or if he's even in a position to fight back. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get messier, the supposed full version of the track is being teased by anonymous accounts, claiming they'll drop it if their posts hit a certain number of shares. That means the verse everyone's talking about might not even be the most savage part. If that's true, then Kanye hasn't even faced the worst blow yet. And the internet is just getting warmed up, because if Kendrick really unloaded everything he's been holding back, the next leak could rewrite the balance of power in hip-hop permanently. The night the verse leaked, hip-hop's biggest group chats went from casual memes to DEFCON 1, the snippet barely 40 seconds long, ripped through timelines like a missile. The beat, dark, menacing, with eerie piano keys that felt like the calm before a storm. And then, Kendrick's voice cut through like a blade. Sharp, measured, and dripping with contempt. The opening line alone set the internet ablaze. You traded your soul for the clicks. The now look what's left. No warm-up, no metaphor laden. Build up, just a direct gut punch. The energy was different. It wasn't just a lyrical jab. It felt personal.
By the time he delivered the bar that fans are now tattooing into memes, you call yourself a god. But you pray to the press. Twitter was already melting down. Hashtags like hashtag Kendrick V's, KANYE, and hashtag the got cooked shot to the top of trending lists within minutes. But here's the part nobody saw coming. This wasn't just a diss track recorded in secret. According to a leak account that's been eerily accurate in past scandals, the verse was allegedly part of a private Kanye project that was never meant to leave the vault. This means Kendrick's words weren't even directed at the public. They were aimed at Kanye directly, in a closed room session where they himself might have been in the building. And if you believe the whispers, Kanye was there. A supposed engineer from the studio claims the walked out mid-session, face like stone after Kendrick's first take. It was dead silent, the source recalls. Nobody said anything. You could feel Ye's energy shift. He left without a word. If that's true, then someone, and we still don't know who, made the calculated choice to take this raw, unpolished recording and hand it over to the internet like a loaded weapon. That's when the first twist hit. Hours after the leak, an anonymous Twitter account, one that had just been created that day, dropped a cryptic message. Kendrick wasn't the only one on that beat. Tatch was a blurry screenshot showing a studio session playlist, and there it was right under Kendrick verse 1. The words feature P******, partially blurred. Fans lost their minds trying to decode it. Who was P? Some guessed Pusha T, given his history of demolishing rivals. Others pointed to Pharrell, imagining a sinister production role. Then a different theory started gaining momentum, one that made the whole situation even more toxic. The P could stand for Pete. As in Pete Davidson now? Obviously, Pete isn't a rapper. But his history with Kanye, especially during the Kim Kardashian fallout, makes the idea of him being in the same studio session absolutely nuclear. According to the conspiracy, Pete might have been there as a guest, possibly hyping up Kendrick or even feeding him personal details for the verse. Sounds crazy. Sure, but in the world of celebrity feuds, truth often feels stranger than fiction. And if you thought the Kanye camp was staying quiet, think again. That same night, a cryptic post appeared on Kanye's Instagram story. A black screen with the words, "Betrayal always starts with a smile." It vanished after 20 minutes, but by then, fans had screenshotted it and connected the dots. Was Ye calling out someone inside his own circle for handing Kendrick this ammo? Meanwhile, Kendrick has been silent, completely silent. No tweets, no interviews, no subtle likes on fan posts. And that silence is speaking volumes. It's the kind of move that makes the target, in this case, Kanye, squirm even more, because it leaves the narrative entirely in the public's hands. But the biggest twist so far came when a second snippet surfaced this time, only 12 seconds long, but with Kendrick allegedly referencing something only Kanye's closest allies would know: the Red Room talks, the mirror cracks, the deal you made to never look back. Fans are dissecting that line like it's the Zapruder film. Some think Red Room refers to a private Yeezy-designed meeting space. Others believe it's a metaphor for the infamous Red Room Kanye supposedly uses for private screenings of his unreleased work. Whatever it means, it feels targeted, almost like Kendrick was inside world long enough to pick up on intimate details. And here's the chilling part. According to one industry blogger, Kendrick's camp didn't leak a thing. This means someone on Kanye's side might have been the real saboteur. If that's the case, then this isn't just a rap beef. This is an inside job. A mutiny. And the question now isn't just whether Kanye will respond, it's whether he even can. Because if more verses are waiting to drop, and if those verses hit harder than what we've heard so far, Kanye might find himself in a lyrical war he didn't choose, but can't escape. And the person lighting the fuse might be closer to him than he realizes. If fans thought the first leak was nuclear, the second wave turned it into an all-out lyrical apocalypse, just as the online chatter began settling in too. Endless debates over whether Kendrick had gone too far. An entirely new clip dropped, but this time, it wasn't just Kendrick on the beat. A muffled voice at the end of the snippet, unmistakably deep and deliberate, sent the internet into meltdown. "We warned you." The voice belonged to none other than Pusha T. This wasn't speculation anymore. The grainy, low-quality recording clearly caught him ad-libbing over the same instrumental. It's almost like a tag team confirmation that this track wasn't a random jab. It was a coordinated strike. And with Pusha's history of devastating diss tracks, see? The story of a Deedin. Fans immediately knew this was about to escalate beyond a simple rap beef. Within minutes, #PushInvolve started trending worldwide. Twitter spaces were packed with "to OK listeners," Clubhouse rooms resurrected from the dead. And Instagram Lives started dissecting the war formation of this unlikely alliance. One supposed insider claimed that Kendrick and Pusha had actually been in the studio together for 2 days, crafting multiple versions of this track, and that what leaked was just the softest of the takes. But here's where it gets even more. Twisted screenshots began circulating from an unverified but very convincing text thread, allegedly between a Kanye associate and an unnamed Def Jam executive. In it, the exec warns, if those other verses drop, it's over for him. He's got no comeback for that. Fans immediately speculated that other verses might include artists from Kanye's own past. Collaborators? People who know his creative process and personal history intimately. A few even claimed that a verse exists from an artist that mentored back in his good music days, and that the betrayal would cut deeper than Drake. Meanwhile, the media caught on. Outlets like Complex, The Fader, and Rolling Stone ran headlines, ranging from Kendrick and Pusha declare war on Kanye to leaked track hints at hip-hop's next civil war. TMZ, never one to miss an opportunity, published a photo allegedly showing Kendrick leaving a Los Angeles studio the same night the leak went public, wearing a smirk that fans swore was the expression of a man holding a nuclear button. And Kanye, silence. Not a tweet, not a post, not a paparazzi sighting. For someone who usually floods timelines with reactions when attacked, his absence was deafening. This only added fuel to the theory that he was scrambling behind the scenes, calling allies, locking down engineers, and maybe, just maybe, preparing his own counterstrike. But the shocking reveal came from an entirely different corner of Tater. As we all know, I've been exploring that corner of Tater's taters. This only added fuel to the theory that he was scrambling behind to be seed, with conning DYTCCs. And my condoc.wise, we see with condite, with C with conwiley with CDs, with condite, with condi with conwas, D1 with thida condi siki with kanoi kakai to kai kakai to me to see pekin can you we the likes to kai to kanata I could I gain to you kakarit kata kai for the kakaki we with you it could like this I we the internet. A TikTok account supposedly run by a former Yeezy employee dropped a cryptic video with the caption, "He told them to keep it locked." They didn't listen. The clip, a close-up of a studio hard drive labeled Donda Sessions, private, with multiple track names blurred out, except one, God's Fall, FTK Lamar, Pusha T. That title alone was enough to set the culture on fire. Was God's Fall the name of the diss track? Was this the full version yet to be released? And if so, who had access to that drive? And why would they risk leaking something so explosive? The comment section on that TikTok was a war zone. Some claimed the video was fake, pointing out inconsistencies in the label font. Others swore it was real, noting that the blurred tracks seemed to include other high-profile features that could make this the most devastating posse cut in hip-hop history. And then came the most chilling claim of all. An anonymous Reddit post from someone claiming to be in the room during those sessions. According to them, this wasn't just about music, it was about revenge. They alleged that Kanye had done something to cross both Kendrick and Pusha personally in the past year, something unrelated to beats, charts, or awards. The post hinted at contracts, deception, and humiliation, but offered no specifics. Still, the implication was clear. This wasn't business. This was personal warfare. By the time the night ended, fan theories were spiraling out of control. Some said Kanye's camp was intentionally leaking the track in small pieces to control the narrative. Others believed a third party was orchestrating the chaos to pit these rap giants against each other for their own gain. Maybe even a rival label head. One thing was certain, the rap world was no longer just waiting for Kanye's response. They were demanding it. and with more files allegedly sitting on that studio hard drive. Untouched and waiting, everyone knew the next drop could be the one that ends the conversation entirely. The only question now was who would make the next move. By sunrise, the internet wasn't just talking about a rap beef. It was living inside one. Every corner of social media had become a battlefield, and the lines between music fans, industry insiders, and casual observers had completely blurred. On Twitter, the hashtag the VSKDOT hit over 2.4 million tweets in just 12 hours. Entire threads popped up analyzing Kendrick's leaked verse word, pointing out double entendres and obscure references that many believed were direct digs at Kanye's most controversial moments. From the infamous Taylor Swift interruption to the Yeezy Adidas fallout, one viral tweet with over 150K likes read, "Kendrick didn't just diss he rewrote his obituary in rhyme form." But it wasn't just fans jumping into the chaos. Several high-profile artists decided to pick sides, and they did it in the most public ways possible. Lizzo posted an Instagram story with a smirking emoji over the text, "Y'all hearing what I'm hearing?" Followed by a screenshot of her Spotify queue with the leaked Kendrick snippet at the top. Meek Mill went on IG Live ranting about fake kings and praising truth tellers, which fans instantly connected to Kendrick's camp. Meanwhile, Kanye loyalists were just as loud. Ty $IGN, who had recently worked with the tweeted, "Some of y'all forget who built this. Don't let leaks fool you." Kid Cudi surprisingly remained silent, which only added to speculation about where his loyalties stood after years of turbulence with K's. And then came the bombshell from the fashion world. Virgil Abloh's former right-hand designer, who had remained largely silent since Virgil's passing, posted a cryptic Instagram reel showing old Yeezy runway footage overlaid with Kendrick's "You Built Palaces for Empty Thrones" lyric from the leak. It racked up nearly 1 million views in under an hour, with comments accusing Kanye of burning bridges far beyond the music industry. News outlets were feeding the frenzy too. Complex ran a panel-style YouTube discussion titled, "Has Kanye Finally Met His Match?" with 3 hip-hop journalists breaking down every angle. The Shade Room posted a carousel of celebrity reactions with the caption, "Woo! Y'all better pick a side carefully." But perhaps the most unexpected voice to weigh in was Jay-Z Hav, who rarely comments on rap beefs, was overheard during a backstage conversation at the Made in America festival, telling someone, "They put that track out, it's a wrap." The knows it too. The clip was grainy and clearly shot without permission, but that didn't stop it from exploding across social media. Fans debated whether Jay was siding with Kendrick, simply stating facts, or sending a private warning that had now gone public. The industry side was even messier. Multiple festival organizers, K, allegedly reached out to both V and Kendrick's teams, fearing that shared lineups later this year could turn into security nightmares. One leaked email from a European promoter showed discussions about adjusting set times to avoid overlap in case tensions escalated into an onstage confrontation. And then came the ultimate humiliation for Kanye. Streaming numbers? Even though the track wasn't officially released. Streams for Kendrick's older catalog skyrocketed 68% overnight on Spotify, while Kanye's numbers saw a dip. Fans were creating playlists titled The Funeral and Kendrick's Kill Shots that were trending in the US charts. It wasn't just a diss anymore. It was a public perception shift. But here's where things got dangerously personal. An anonymous Twitter account claiming to be deep in Yaz camp tweeted, "This isn't about bars anymore. Someone's going to talk." The post was deleted within minutes, but screenshots spread like wildfire. Fans interpreted talk to mean that someone close to Kanye might go public with information that could damage him far beyond music, possibly legal or financial scandals. From that moment, the beef wasn't just about music clout or legacy. It had turned into a high-stakes, all-or-nothing confrontation that could reshape the careers of everyone involved. And with the streets, The streams, the celebrities, and even the suits taking sides. There was no going back. Just when it felt like the dust couldn't possibly get any thicker, a voice from the shadows decided to step into the light. And it wasn't Kendrick or KANYE. At 3:17 a.m., an unverified Instagram account claiming to belong to a former Yeezy executive posted a black and white photo of a flash drive with the caption, "If that verse shocked you, wait till you hear the rest of the session." Within minutes, the post was gone, but screenshots were already circulating. Fans immediately began speculating. Could this mean there's more than one leaked Kendrick verse aimed at Kanye? Or even more dangerously, unreleased Kanye material that could be used against him? This is where it gets darker. A journalist from Rolling Stone, who has covered Kanye for over a decade, tweeted, "Two sources tell me there's a bigger leak coming, something Kanye has been terrified about for years." The tweet was vague but menacing, and users began flooding the replies with wild theories. Was it unreleased music, damaging legal documents, or something even more personal? Meanwhile, Kendrick's camp remained radio silent, but insiders whispered to hip-hop blogs that Kendrick was fully aware of the leak and not losing sleep over Kanye's next move. One source close to TDE allegedly told Hot New Hip Hop, "This ain't even the final form." That cryptic remark sent fans into a frenzy, with theories that Kendrick might drop the full diss officially, timed perfectly to overshadow Kanye's next project. Then came the moment that shifted the tension from lyrical to existential. TMZ published a report claiming that a well-known documentary filmmaker had been shadowing Kanye over the last 2 years and had hours of unreleased footage, including heated private moments, candid rants about other artists. In one particular conversation where Kanye spoke about Kendrick in a way that could destroy any chance at reconciliation. If this footage leaks, it could paint Kanye not just as a rival in a rap beef, but as someone holding deep grudges and harboring opinions that might alienate fans permanently. And then, the CURVEBALL. At exactly 9:42 a.m., Kanye posted a single slide to Instagram, a photo of a microphone lying in ashes with the caption, "You lit the fire. Now watch it burn." No tags, no names, no music link. The comment section turned into a war zone in seconds. Supporters cheered the comeback energy. Critics mocked him for not dropping music in response. But the real kicker, underneath that post, a verified account belonging to a major streaming platform executive commented, "See you Friday." Fans instantly connect. Right now, the hip-hop world is holding its breath. One wrong move, and this beef could escalate from chart wars to all-out cultural earthquake. And with whispers of bigger leaks, unreleased footage, and unreleased verses, it feels like we're standing at the edge of a cliff, waiting to see who jumps first. Because one thing's for sure, when the next shoe drops, it won't just be a diss. It'll be the moment that decides which of these two icons walks away with their legacy intact, and which one watches it burn to the ground. And there you have it. One leaked verse, one industry-shaking reaction, and a storm that's only just starting to gather speed. The mic has been dropped. The embers are still glowing. And we're all standing here wondering which explosion comes next. Now, I want you to weigh in, because this isn't just another rap beef. This is a moment that could rewrite how we see two of hip-hop's most influential names. Was Kendrick's verse pure lyrical genius? Or was it a low blow that crossed the line? Do you think Kanye has the firepower to clap back harder? Or is this the first time we're seeing him truly cornered? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't hold back. I want to know who you're riding with, what you think the real story behind this leak is, and whether you believe the rumors about even more unreleased material floating out there. And if you think this was intense, just wait. Our sources are already whispering about new developments that could take this from a rap rivalry to an all-out cultural earthquake. We're talking bigger leaks, private footage, and moves that could shake the industry to its core. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on ALL notifications, because the next update is going to drop without warning, and you're going to want to be the first to know. Trust me, this story isn't over. The real question is, when the next blow lands, will it be a knockout punch, or will the fight of the decade truly begin? Stay locked in, because you're about to see history unfold in real time.